All right, so example 5. Let's find the vertical asymptote of any other graph of the rational function. So again, let's do like we did before. Let's go ahead and start with domain. Just remember, your domain and your vertical asymptote are going to be related. Anything that's your vertical asymptote is going to be a restriction of that domain. So how do we find domain again? Set what not equal to 0? Good. The denominator cannot equal 0. So x squared plus 1 cannot equal 0. Can you factor that? No. So that means we're going to just have to subtract the 1. So x squared cannot equal negative 1. Then what? Take the square root. So x cannot equal, remember square root is plus or minus. What's the square root of negative 1? 1i. So what did we say our domain was if our restriction is an I? Good. Our domain is negative infinity to positive infinity. How come? Right, because it's an I, and I said because our restriction is I, but technically there is no restriction, is there? So let's talk about vertical asymptote now. How do you find your vertical asymptote? Factors of the denominator equal to 0. Well, can I factor x squared plus 1? You already told me we couldn't, right? So let me look up there at the problem. I can't factor it, so I just got to leave the problem as it is. Does anything cancel? Can you cancel your x's or your 1's? No, they're superglued together. Very good. All right, so I don't have any canceled factors. Yeah, so just the x squared plus 1 equals 0. Said we can't factor it, so we're going to have to just solve it. We already did this, didn't we? Except for we have an equal to this time. So I find that x will equal plus or minus I. But where's that going to be on my graph? Is it on our normal graphs? No, so that means there's no vertical asymptotes.
Wait, why not?
Well, where's I on my graph? It's not on there, right? Now, so I went ahead and had us work this out so we can see. Guys, remember I told you your vertical asymptote comes from the restriction in your domain. If you don't have a restriction in your domain, are you going to have a vertical asymptote? No. So if you find your domain is all real numbers, automatically no vertical asymptote. Because your vertical asymptote will be a restriction in the domain.